You! Are you going to Point Lookout? I need your help. My daughter stowed away on the Duchess Gambit a few weeks ago, and I've been worried sick ever since. I haven't heard anything from her, but if you're going there, could you look for her? Please, I'll do anything to help.
I can't promise anything, but I'll look for her.
Oh, bless you. Her name is Nadine, and she left a couple of weeks ago. Said she wanted to see the world. Silly little thing that she is. That Tobar said he dropped her off at Point Lookout, but who knows what's happened to her since then. I don't know if you can convince my little Nadine to come back, but just give her this note from me, would you?
Do you know anything about Point Lookout?
Only that it's where Tobar gets those punga fruits he sells off. Must be making a good profit off of them, too. I hear rumors the place is full of swamps and killer plants, but I don't know about all that.
What can you tell me?
She's about your age, and when she left, her hair was dyed bright orange. You shouldn't have any problem recognizing her. She told me she wanted to go find her fortune, but I thought it was too dangerous. I should have known better than to say that. Moment I told her she couldn't go, it was just a matter of time before she ran off.
I need to be going.
Please, find my daughter.
Welcome, my friend. I am Tobar the Ferryman, and this fine vessel is the Duchess Gambit. We're just back from Point Lookout, but it won't be long before we set off again. Interested?
Yes, quite good, sir. I might be. What's so special about Point Lookout?
You look like a man who's been around the wastes, so I'll cut right to it. In Point Lookout, you'll find fresh-grown food, mysterious locales, and treasures as of yet unlooted. But keep your wits about you, because you'll find more than a few exotic critters and inhospitable locals. So stay here if you're not man enough.
Nice boat. You must have seen a lot of places with it.
You should have seen her back in her heyday. Why, we traveled up and down the coast from the Commonwealth to the Broken Banks. Good times, but these days she's not fit to take out to the coast. Too many spouts ready to drown her and too many critters looking for lunch. But the Point Lookout run is good enough for now. We've got a sweet deal ferrying cargo and the occasional traveler.
Tell me more about Point Lookout.
Down south, this side of the bay, there's a soggy strand of beach called Point Lookout. Oh, it's got it all. Ruins of ancient pleasure towns, mysterious swamps bristling with treasure, and all practically untouched by outsiders. But if you're curious, I could offer you a ride over to that faraway land. For a nominal fee, of course.
Girl named Nadine caught a ride on your ship. Any idea where she is?
Ah, Nadine. Sprightly little tomboy with more curiosity than common sense, that one. Caused so much trouble on the trip that I probably would have thrown her overboard if she hadn't reminded me of myself at her age. Haven't seen her since we hit land at Point Lookout. But knowing her, I'll bet she's gotten herself in plenty of trouble.
I'd like to buy a ticket.
Looking for fame and fortune? Hoping to cultivate the delicious punga fruit? Or just looking to run away from your life on these dreary shores?
420 caps, huh? Well, I'm definitely going to rip you off. Yeah, that's right. Give me your money. Got plenty of stuff to bargain with here. Here's some Ultrajet. Oh, and I just robbed you. Good.
Once you've got a ticket, just... whenever you're ready...
Aye. Alright.
Welcome to Point Lookout, my friend. The trip was fine. The weather's nice and damp, and everything out there looks pleasant as ever. Looks like nothing's changed since my last visit, except all that smoke I saw on the way in.
So, should I be worried? What's over there?
Oh, nothing much. Just old Calvert Mansion. Just a huge abandoned estate teeming with who knows what opportunities for profitable scavenging. You know, nothing much. I know I said Point Lookout was perfect for treasure hunters, but it's a rare day when you get a beacon like that.
Any place you recommend?
Depends what you're looking for. If you need supplies, head to the shop over at the end of these docks. Convenient? If you need a place to stay, there's an old motel further into town. The beds there are still pretty soft, even if it's because they're full of lice. And if you're looking
lovely.
for some hunting, there's a fella named Plick who runs a club out in the northeast. Strictly for high rollers, though. Good try.
Okay, so this is actually based on a real location called Point Lookout Park in Maryland. Also, this is another example where the game may be a bit unstable. So, I have noticed that it doesn't really happen around here. So, but we're going to try to keep the fast traveling to a minimum. Well, the Ferris wheel in Fallout 4 doesn't look as decrepit as that, but again, limitations. What can you do?
Well, hello there. But I'm being rude. Bullets. All of Madame Panada's wares are top quality.
Now, if I'm correct, I believe that the, yeah, there's a lever action rifle. That's the unique gun to this DLC. I'll buy one. So,
Certainly.
repair skill
Madame
of
Panada
5.
is
Are you
quite
nuts?
handy with a wrench.
Never mind. In most cases, the DLC characters are supposed to have a repair skill of 100 because you really have to go out of your way to get to them. But, yeesh. A repair skill of 5. You're hardly even worth the caps I pay ya. Just some mongrels, nothing huge. Alright. We're going to hotkey the lever action rifle to down. Not bad. Reload speed leaves a lot to be desired, but hey, that's some pretty decent power. This is why the lack of iron sights bothers me, because you can clearly see it. There's a little scope on this lever action rifle. Now see, here's where the greenish hue that the game is famous for really comes into play. Because, I don't know, it's a bit immersion breaking at this point. But like, DC, I still kind of get it because there are a lot of direct hits. So... So every other little bit of time I'm going to be saving just to make sure that we're okay, because the Bethesda published Fallout game, what can I say? Also, I'm going to pick that up because that's unique to this location. Also, I'm under threat from something. What? Oh boy. We have some religion. I see. Okay then. Strange. Normally when I find this place, there's an NPC around here. She's only just like around the tents or around this little campfire area. Oh well. Go to save. So there is actually an achievement involved with discovering every location. So yeah, we're going to do that, as well as find every do every little side quest and main quest here. The main quest points to the Calvert Mansion, but let's do a little exploring. It's like, where's the fun in that? Oh yes, these are new enemies. These are called Swamp Folk. And they vary with how tough they are. These guys, I believe, are the toughest. The Bruiser? Oh, yeah. Because this gun barely is doing anything to him. So I'm going to have to pull out something bigger. And my axe. Oh yeah, careful with those, because those are like little, they burst and do some radiation damage and some small burning damage to you, I think. Or they're burial mounds, I don't remember. At any rate, it may not be the best idea to touch them. Who's pile of dirt? Oh, never mind, never mind. Those are interactable. They're loot locations, but we need a shovel. Yeah, Fireworks. They're not that big of a deal. Waiting for him to get a little closer before I did this. Nice. And that is a Mirelurk King. Or a Swamp Lurk in this case. Huh. I just realized the joke. He looks like Swamp Thing. Now there's a reference. Here marks the landing of Captain John Smith's shallop upon his discovery of Point Lookout in 1612. Is that true? Makes you wonder. Ah, yes. That's when things start getting a little weird.
Keep your distance. What are you doing in my house?
Keep your distance. Well, at least you got social distancing down. The house looked abandoned. I just wandered in.
Well, Blackhall Manor isn't abandoned. Not yet. At least have the grace to come speak with her owner properly. Good, good. People should be able to sit and have a conversation, especially in times like these. Civil discourse, the greatest of our lost arts. Wouldn't you agree?
I couldn't agree more.
I'm glad you think so. Conversation is but one of the virtues that separate us from cretins like those swamp folk. Swamp folk who, I should mention, absconded with a book, a precious family heirloom. I wanted to ask you, friend, will you get it back?
What do I get in the bargain?
Cash, plain and simple. Return with the book, and I'll pay you 1,000 caps. No questions asked.
Okay, I'll get your book.
Good. The fools who stole it believe it has powers, so the thing is probably well guarded. There's a ritual site east of the boardwalk, in the basement of a ruined house. I think you'll find it there. Bring it back to me, and be paid.
Tell me about this place.
I don't suppose there's any harm.
How old is this place?
Hundreds of years, and still standing strong. You're within a fine example of Victorian architecture, my friend.
Your family is named after this place?
Just as much as it's named after us, I suppose. We took the Blackhall name when we arrived on these shores, generations before the Great War. We do well to remember history, particularly in this dark time.
And the truth. Let's talk about something else. You really seem to hate the swamp folk.
I suppose larceny isn't enough reason to hate.
Are they dangerous?
You must be new here if you don't know the answer to that by now. Yes, they're dangerous. They shoot at, smash, or try to eat anything that isn't them. And half the time they shoot at each other. They may have been men once, but no more.
Do you mean those people live in the old cathedral?
No, not them. That lot wants for brains. But they're at least somewhat civilized. The swamp folk have no creed, no morals.
Why did they take your book?
They think the book has a kind of occult power. Superstition and nonsense, of course.
I have to go now.
Don't get yourself killed.
Seems to be an old man in a wheelchair. Nothing odd here, huh? Fishing poles do nothing. We'll need the yeast later, so just keep some of that in mind. I'm not going to use the Confederate hat, but it's a unique item to this DLC. Take the teddy bear from Marie. Yeah. Almost had it. There we go. Hey, shovel. Might be able to fully repair that Confederate hat. And it's exactly what it says. It's a hat that the Confederate soldiers of the Confederate States of America wore during the Civil War. Considering we're in Maryland, that's pretty fitting, all things considered. Some drugs. Go ahead and steal them. Boy, this is a manor. Alright.
Wait a moment. I need to know. Has Obadiah sent you in search of a book?
He has, as a matter of fact.
I thought as much. Listen to me very carefully, child. You mustn't bring it to him. That book is known as the Krivbekne, and it's a thing of evil purpose.
Krivbekne? What are you talking about?
Yes, the Krivbekne. The Blackhall family has a long, evil history with the book. It was lost to them long ago, but it's found a way back to Point Lookout, and Obadiah seeks to reclaim it.
If I recover the book, I'll consider bringing it to you.
I ask no more. You can find me at my tent on the beach, south of Blackhall. God bless your path, child.
Yeah, this isn't creepy at all. You know, skulls and these creepy looking dolls just kind of hanging here. No, nothing's unusual here. If you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic. So now we're in the swamp proper, and this is where things get kind of weird. Alright. Swamp folk ain't too friendly. Keep that in mind. Taking the shot. Nice. He hasn't moved. Okay. Got him. Good. Shh! It's just the wind. The wind knocked this guy over dead. Think nothing of it. Don't even pay attention to the bullet wound. It's completely natural. Yeah. He moved before I could do a kill shot. Alright, he definitely knows I'm here now, so let's get this on. Well, he doesn't seem to. Alright, if he won't pay me any mind, then I guess I'll take some of the stuff from them. And yes, you can actually use the shovel as a melee weapon, which I find hilarious. Double barrel shotgun, that's honestly a pretty bad weapon. So the Punger Fruit is a unique consumable that you can only find in this DLC. It doesn't really warrant much, especially since this game does not have a hardcore mode. But what it does is the wild Punger Fruit, it takes away 1 radiation and heals for 10 HP. It's not great, but hey, it's handy in a pinch. And if hardcore mode were a thing, this would be an ideal place to come to somewhat early. I'd say around level 10 maybe. To come and pick up some food that you may need. A mini nuke.
Don't tell Evelyn. The password? Buttercup. Why?
Oh boy, it's one of you guys. Yeah, this would be a nice place to just randomly stick pre-war books in, but They don't do that. But that's a nice looking TV. Shame you can't watch anything in these games. Ooh, sugar bombs.